Hello, this is Thomas together with, I guess, George. George is probably a student from the AV 102 course. How are you doing, George? Do you hear me? Perhaps George doesn't have his audio in order. Anyways, we were supposed to have a dev meeting. Unfortunately, I was running late, so we'll be online for just a second. It's Tuesday today, so we've delivered some stories. Well, we're just about to deliver some stories. Well, what is this? 14th of October. Oh, edit settings. I guess something happened here. I thought that our project, yes, iterations. Oh, okay, on Wednesday. Yes, save settings. Yes, because our push day is Tuesday, so the iterations need to start on Wednesday. And if we go back to the overview and go to the project, there you go. Go to project. Yeah. Let's see here. First, the current 13 out of 32. Well, so this one's going to be delivered. Site and directory screen, no. This one's going to be delivered. This one is delivered. Eventually, this one is delivered. Web interface for mailer is finished and will be delivered. This one is delivered. And automatically invite new members to Slack. We will deliver this. So whether client will accept that, it's another for a particular project. And that's what I merged today, I think. Let's see. Pull request, close, pull request to all projects. Yes. That's the one, 842. 842, 842, yes. So PR there, add, and this one is finished and will be delivered. Let's see, automatically invite new members to Slack. Let's see here, go back here. My Slack invite, here it is. There we go. So that's cool. Public dashboard is not done yet. Introduce new static pages. Yes. Yes, I'm done by updates on site. And what else do we have here? Amy's here. How are you doing, Amy?
All right. Can you hear me this time?
Yes, I can. And Renee is here as well.
Awesome.
Have you been here for a long time now, or?
No, I just got here. I couldn't find the meeting, and I thought that you had rescheduled it for noon.
Yes, and noon being what exactly?
45 minutes after it was scheduled.
Yes, and that's approximately soon. It's scheduled for a quarter past, so.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, but I just wanted to start this as soon as possible, basically. But
okay.
no, so Yes, so I'm going over some stories in Pivotal Tracker, and just delivering stuff, and I'm gonna create a pull request from develop to staging, and from staging to production. So this is, Tuesdays are usually the day where we push out some new code.
Okay.
And usually it's a job that is done by me and Brian in collaboration, but Brian is away today, so I need to push this out by myself.
So it's not continuous, but scheduled.
Well, it's continuous I mean, it's a continuous integration to develop. Once we merge each pull request, then it's pushed out to the develop server, and we usually try to push out stuff as soon as the code review is done, and we were able to test it on a demo site or something. But to push it from develop to staging, we usually wait till we have some code to several pull requests to pull to that server, and we usually do that once a week. So yes, it's a little planned, you could say. Yes. But that before the summer, I was pushing as soon as I got something new on develop, and if it was deemed okay. But during the summer things changed, and we ended up, for some reason with a lot of experimental code, and so I want to be a little more careful now with pushing stuff out, actually. So yeah, that's me. So anyway, how was your day, René? Did you do anything website 1 related today?
Yeah, actually I did. I did some, in a way, a little security audit.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean on this new feature like the status.
Okay. What did you come up with?
I mean, you can of course put something different in as what is in the select menu.
In the params, yes.
Exactly. And I wanted to check also if I can put some JavaScript in, but I didn't have time to continue.
Okay. All right. So security breaches, yes. Well, I guess we're gonna have to address that. Do something about it, right?
Yeah, but I think it's not delivered yet, the status thing.
It is about to be delivered now. I mean, I'm pushing it up as we speak.
Okay.
So let's see. So let's go to develop. Let's log in. Okay. So my account, and we have this set status here. Yes. Yes. Do you want to talk me through this? How?
Yeah, you can just edit the form itself. I don't know, with web developer tools, and then write a different value.
Okay, so.
And mark it as selected, and then update, and then it will be persisted.
Let's see. Form. User status, select. And we go. What the F?
Well, you have to do, yeah, exactly. And select it afterwards, after the...
And then we do selected.
Well, no, after the parentheses.
Oh, yeah, but it says here what W, so I just can do up this status now, I guess. And yes, all right. So you wanna do a fix for this?
Yeah, I can do. I mean, should I create a ticket?
Yeah. It's a bug. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, create a ticket, and if you want to start it, you can go ahead and start it immediately if you want. But otherwise, let's just put it in the backlog if you don't press start on it. Good catch. It's my fault because I wasn't thinking. I didn't consider the security impacts here. So you catched it. I didn't. Okay. So we can still push everything out, and I just push. You know, whenever you do, you know, whenever you finish this fix, you know, we can push it out to production, but it's no hurry. The reason why I want to push this out because I need this automated Slack invite to hit production.
Would you say it's a bug or it's a?
It's a bug. Yeah, it's a bug.
Okay.
Well, it's a security breach because if you can inject JavaScript, then it's a breach. Okay. Let's see. I don't understand really. We got yes. 13 points only. I thought we were okay because all right. Okay. Yes, never mind. We're doing okay. All right, let's have a look in this pivotal tracker story. Among the stories, I'm thinking, Renee. I was meaning to ask you, could you and I perhaps work on this event handling business in Website 1?
I came in contact. I think yesterday when I worked with. I can't remember names.
Christopher, I mean.
I think when we walked on this Twitter story.
Yes, it was Christopher. Yes, the Canadian guy. Yeah.
Exactly. It's quite tightly coupled.
Whoa! What's going on?
It's quite tightly coupled to the event instances thing, and so I had a look at this whole event story for the first time. So yeah, I would be willing to, but the one thing is that I'm quite busy these days, and that I'm free for doing something good for HR Ventures is mostly then during the evening, during the night.
Okay. How are your weekends?
Well, usually they're quite okay.
Okay. Because I'm also quite busy right now, and you know I'm very hesitant to take on a new big thing. You know, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done in terms of project management here, you know, in Website 1. So I usually just try to keep my coding involvement on a low level, you know, just on small stories.
Yeah.
But I feel that I can't get this fixed. You know, this has been a mess for the last 2 months. And we're not getting anywhere. We had a guy working on this, but you know, I'm very rigorous about the workflow that we use. That stuff are documented in Pivotal Tracker and estimated and split into separate stories. You know, and that's one thing. The other thing is that before I left this summer, you know, I was away for 3 months. We left the events model in one state. When I came back, it was changed. All you know. And if you have a look here, for instance, in I don't know why this is, but in our app models directory, we have event date models, for instance, you know, and I don't even know why we have this in a separate you know, in a separate file. That it kind of reaches a lot of. I want to keep everything in place, and I wouldn't I wouldn't create a separate file, for instance, just to host this method. And
is it somewhere used in on the event model itself?
yes, probably. Yeah. So event date is called from the event model, probably. Yes. Well.
No.
No, it's not. So you see, you know what I mean. And it's so and for instance, we have this thing here called hookups, or is it gone now? Perhaps it's gone. If you go to master, yeah, fortunately it's gone. That's good. But we had a hookups model, for instance. So we had an events model, we had a hangouts model, and had a hookups model. And so they introduced a lot of new terminology, and I don't know really why we did that. So what we have now, the ones I want to use is the event model, which is like a template for recurring events. Then we have an events instance, which is an actual event. So everything will this model event instance is the one that we should be in focus when we display future events or past events, or in some cases, if necessary, live events. We have this live events thing to display, and it costs us a lot of memory. So I'm not so keen on doing that. We have this. Yes, we have this this thing here, right? Which basically shows ongoing scrums. If the connection between this hangout and our site actually works. But you see here, I have a connection status of a red connection status. So this hangout, for instance, what we're doing now, will never be recorded in our database. Yeah, and that's of course is a logical flaw. We shouldn't. I mean, we're exposing ourselves to a piece of software that will or will not, function. And so that's not how we want to do this. We need to create those events instances in our application. We can update that through the Hangout connection application. But the way it looks right now, if you have a look here, is I'm sorry, in the controller, of course. You have an event instance controller, and so here you are. When this Hangout connection app actually talks to website 1, then he finds or creates an instance of this of event instance, and so I argue that we should create that locally in a different manner, and then only update it through the.
Yeah, this is what I had a look at this yesterday, and I thought, well,
yeah,
this is what I thought.
Yes, because and for some reason there are still. I mean, Brian still argues that we could do it this way, and I say no, please don't even think about it, because it could, it's a nice and fancy feature, but it's a risky feature.
Which one? You mean this course pre-flight check?
Yes, this course. I mean this. The whole update thing through not the course pre-flight, but I mean the whole updating the events instance through this connection service. It's nice. It seems cool, but it's risky. And also, if we have a look at this Hangout, here, this is updated. In the first instance, it was updated every 10 seconds, actually. So we had, continuously, we were continuously getting info on participants and also the duration and the stuff. But can you imagine how much memory that was costing on our server? So we got a timeout error, and the app crashed after like 30 seconds basically with it running. So and this code actually made it to production, you know, and for some reason, I wouldn't. I mean, without any testing of performance and stuff. So basically, what I would like to do now is to have a look at those two models and controllers, and perhaps potentially even scrap everything, you know, and start from the beginning, if that actually makes sense, or if we can salvage something. I would like us to keep this event, and this event is rewrite the way events are handled in our system. But because it makes sense to us to keep the database as it is, you know, and just change the logic, because then we have so much information stored, you know, so much historical data that I need in order to be able to deliver good, you know, values. We're working a lot with the statistics and stuff like that, like, you know, so it's important to keep.
As I said, I would be willing to join you in working on this task. I think you have to talk me through this when you plan to start this again, and then we see.
Yeah, I have a look at the code as it stands now. You know, if you have any question marks, just, you know, make a note of that, and we can hook up, you know, this weekend perhaps for an hour or so, just, you know, talk things over. And basically what we need to do, we have to go through Pivotal Tracker and clear Pivotal Tracker out of everything, you know, that has to do with events, and create new stories, you know, one step at a time. What do we want to achieve? And my take on this is the least possible. I mean, I want the simplest solution that is available to us, but with, you know, the functionality that we need. Nothing fancy, not at this time. You know, we can add fancy Ajax updates, you know, later on. But it's great, good news. I'm very happy. I know that I've worked with you before, and I think we can achieve something here. And we can bring Sasha in, perhaps. I know that he's keen to learn new stuff. So yeah, great, good. So Amy, where do you stand in terms of, you know, writing code and developing features?
I am very junior. I've been in the software industry for many years, but generally as a project manager. Okay. I can do front-end development, so making cosmetic changes to a website, placing a button that exists on another page, which is linked to, you know, Ruby functions that already exist, and moving it to another page. That's, you know, easy for me. Okay. I know how to submit pull requests, and I know how to use Git. But, you know, developing new features, I'm not there yet.
Okay, all right, gotcha. Well, I would say that, I mean, we need people with project management skills, especially now when we have new projects on our you know, coming in to Agile Ventures. So I think that, as I expressed before, I think your profile fits more into leading things like the community development project, you know, and also if we have something, you know, that comes in to host, you know, to be a project lead on something, you know, and take care of that. So yeah.
So what is the most valuable thing I can do for this team within the next 24 hours?
For the website one team. For the website one team, you could. I had this idea about updating some. If you could go over some documents here, you know. Don't think about this interesting stuff. You don't even have to, you know, bother with it, because it's just me having fun with. I mean, we just do some. I just link to some interesting articles and stuff like that. So that's nothing. That doesn't have to do anything with the project. It's just my. For instance, this video here. So you have a startup. It cracks me up. I think I've watched it 200 times now, and I laugh
Oh,
out loud every time.
okay.
Have a look at it. I have a very simple sense of humor, actually. It's
Okay.
I like stuff like slapstick, Charlie Chaplin falling down and Buster Keaton. But anyway, so never don't think about this folder. However, we have this project workflow folder with 17 documents, and I get a sense that this could be a little bit overwhelming for somebody that comes in as a new guy or new girl into this project.
Right.
So if you could have a look at this and just give me a suggestion what to scrap or what to rewrite, or basically keep this keep it as simple as possible, because I feel that this is way too much.
Yeah, I've been so far I've been going through, like the newbie onboarding process, trying to walk through the customer journey and trying to
For the whole
things.
community, for Agile Ventures, you mean? Or
Yeah, for the user journey of somebody who comes into Agile Ventures and tries to get involved. So, for example, how do you host how do you find out when the meetings are happening? What do you talk about on each channel? How do you get a online meeting started? That's actually fairly complicated. So I've looked at some of these. I can look at more of these. So what you would like me to do maybe is,
well,
from
this is
here,
because this is what I'm talking about now is onboarding into this particular project, the website one.
project setup, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, then we have this getting started, for instance. We have this getting started document that is also I've already scaled it down because it was much longer before.
This is a very good document.
It's getting better now. I would like to keep this down to like 4 or 5 steps. It's I think 8 steps. It used to be 12. I think 8 steps is I mean, again, people don't like to read long documents. I would like to have some more illustrations, perhaps. If one could have that. But that, of course, I mean, we don't have a budget. I would like to present this to a guy or girl that can do illustrations, and I would like to have an infographic, for instance, about this. You know what I mean? Because I believe that pictures are much better in explaining complex.
So do you want pictures added to this document as illustrations, or would you like a separate illustration that says the same thing in a simpler way?
Well, it's in the best of worlds, I would like to have both, but no, I would like to, I'm a great fan of infographics, so I would like to have a big illustration with this, a flow of steps, and I would like to have the same thing for, how to submit a pull request, for instance. It's also a flow of things that needs to be done, and here this takes very technical, and of course we are technical people, so we can assume that our members are also able to read this kind of documentation. But one would be surprised how many times I have to answer questions about very basic things, so yeah.
I would not be surprised.
People don't read documentation, so documents are a waste of time, basically.
Well, they read documentation, but the documentation doesn't necessarily make sense to them at first when they know nothing.
Yeah.
They need to be fed the information frequently in small bites from different directions.
Exactly. So you have to hammer it in, basically. And I think, for instance, infographics is a good way to do it, but that's only my opinion.
Okay, so I tell you what, between today and tomorrow, I will go over these documents, and I will try to fit them into a framework.
Yeah, just give me an assessment. What do you think? Is it a lot? Could we keep something? Should we definitely get rid of some, or rewrite them? That would be a great help for me. And it doesn't necessarily have to be 24 hours. If you need 2 days, it's okay with me. Because.
Oh yeah, I'm that was about 24 hours, like whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Like, okay.
Yeah, so after the weekend, perhaps. No.
You have to aim for something. I'm like,
Exactly,
okay.
exactly. Well, but the first assessment. I mean, you don't have to, you don't have to deliver any big results here. You don't have to rewrite everything. Just a quick overview of this. I don't know if you write something down or if you talk to me or whatever. But just an assessment of where are we and what's the quality of the documents we're actually presenting to people right now. My gut feeling tells me this is not good, but I don't know. Perhaps I'm a little home blind or something. I don't know.
Okay. I think the most confusing thing is different kinds of project setup. I think we have the project setup written a bunch of different ways, and they're meant to be the same document.
Exactly.
But anyway, I'll read through all these.
Yeah, wonderful.
Get back.
And keep in mind that this is just one project of many. So this is not.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my way to run this project, which is fairly well documented and stated here in the project. On the first project page, that we do use agile development process, and we use a modified version of Scrum. So we don't follow Scrum as a religion. We're not. But and these are tools of choice. We use Pivotal Tracker, GitHub, Travis, and Heroku, and we use them because apart from Heroku, these are transparent. Everybody can come in and see what we've done, and this is a very important thing for me as a project manager, that everything we do in my project, that this part of the website, of Agile Ventures, needs to be transparent, because it should be, everybody at any given time should be able to go in and review how we thought, what we did, and so that's why we record our pair programming sessions and our meetings. We document some stuff in Pivotal Tracker and GitHub. Transparency is very important to me, and also Travis CI is also a transparent tool. So
yeah, I agree. Transparency.
I would never use anything that is closed, not in this project, So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm guessing you also want to stay away from things that are not open source and not open to everyone.
As much as I can, basically, as much as I can. The Pivotal Tracker is not an open source tool, but it gives. I mean, it's open as a tool, So everybody, not even not logged in members, can come in and see stories in a project and stuff like that. They cannot edit them, but they can see everything. So.
Okay. All right.
Wonderful. All right. Yes, we have Colin with us as well. Colin, you're not saying much.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Welcome.
I was fixing issues. This is the first time anyone's heard me on one of these.
All right. So I know Amy had some problems earlier today. So glad to be your first one, So.
Well, according to Sam, it's a common problem with people the first time, and I don't know why.
Neither do I. Perhaps they say they don't have audio, but they are actually just too intimidated to speak. I don't know.
Well, I wasn't getting the little green lights jumping around, so I tend to believe them.
Okay, cool. So, Colin, are you a member of this AV 102 course, or how did you find it?
That's what I'm doing. Yes.
All right, cool. And are you okay with your homework? Have you done your homework for the last week?
Which was that?
That was A, participate in a Scrum, B, take part in a voting, and the deadline was yesterday.
I did that with Sam a couple of days ago.
Good, great, okay, cool, wonderful. So you're up and running there.
Well, they did the vote without me. I was busy playing around with settings on my sound, but I saw them do it.
That's good. That's the second best thing, to watch somebody do. All right. So, are you interested in contributing to any of our open source projects?
At the moment, no. I just don't have the time at the moment.
Understand. But you're very much welcome to attend our meetings, and if you see a pair programming session going on, feel free to jump in. Our pair programming sessions are not two-man shows. Usually, we can have 3 or 4 people in there. Some people can just sit in and listen.
Oh yeah, I learn a lot from it by osmosis.
Oh, cool, great. Well, nice to have you here. Unfortunately, my family situation is calling on me, so we're gonna have to cut this short. Unless I don't think we have so much other stuff to talk about right now. We won't be voting on any stories this week, but we have quite enough of stories in the backlog. I'm gonna have a meeting with Sam, which is the client for this project, on Thursday, and we're gonna prioritize some stories, and I'm gonna talk to him about what you and I spoke of today, René, about you and me taking lead on this events epic, and I think he'll be very glad that we do that. It's a prioritized thing for him.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, unless there's any other business, I would like to say thank you for today, and I hope to see you in a Scrum or pair programming session any day soon. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Have a great evening, everybody. Take it easy.
Okay.
And live long and prosper. Remember.